All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. Oh man, a lot to talk about on this one. CVNA, man, I said on the earnings gap up that this stock is not the same thing. Dude, I wish I left more money here, man. I got so bored during that little 3 week, 2 week horizontal, and my greed got me such a bad miss, man. I'm very sad, but man, this is a sexy chart to say the least, and I know it looks like it's ran so much. I don't think it's over here yet, okay? SOS, look, I swear, I saw the thing set up before it ran. I had so many meetings stacked this morning. I tried to put a little stink bid under 5. It was like 490 something. It wasn't even that horrible a bid. It didn't hit. I see it run like 520, assuming it hit. I log into TD and like, I'm so sad actually. But you know what? Honestly, again, with SOS, I don't think it's over just yet. And you know, I haven't talked about AMC in so long. This one is specifically a viewer request. Yeah, I haven't covered it. If you really want to know the truth, I don't even know what AMC looks like. So that one will actually be a blind fresh cover on this one. So, but hey, before we go any further, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this thing on the internet, comment good or bad. I'm not here to disagree or hate on you if you don't agree with me, you know what I mean? And yeah, like this thing. Look, anything you can do really does help me out with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? So look, let's talk about Carvana, all right? Real quick, I got to go back to this early May movement, all right? This stock dropped good earnings, good enough earnings to gap up and run a bit, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people disagreed when I was saying that, and like, look, I'm not here to say if the earnings are good or bad. All I know is the market liked it, okay? From there, this thing stalls just a little bit too long for the crackhead trader that I am. You know what I mean? And man, I banked this little profit and really did not ride most of this, which is so sad. Because again, there was another little horizontal thing that kind of happened right here. This right here, what happened between Friday and today, what this MACD, RSI, and volume looks like, it looks like this thing is ready to make another leg. And look at what I drew just as it was. If you go back, these are the original lines. I haven't edited these. Between here, my next leg up is almost 50 bucks. Because look what happens in between these two lines. Red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 like really big, quick up and downs. This might be a real quick up to 47. This is a very healthy MACD that's in the positive. It's a very healthy RSI. They're both diverging, right? Diverging is just a fancy word for the two lines are going away from each other. We like green over red on both. And look at that volume, right? I know we saw something similar right here, but what I like is this is a break and this is a confirmation. Yeah, that's a break. Yeah, that's a confirmation. I don't know why that one didn't do it the day after. Maybe that is worth being a little hesitant to, but in all honesty, this little moment right here was already kind of sitting in with the start of that horizontal. I think this is a little bit more of a nicer takeoff, but yeah, I'm again very sad that this little impatience made me miss a hard move. I really think this thing's gonna want to come here, and again, if we break this, that's just such a hard red, 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 red. Like, I mean, I'm not here to talk about $100 just yet, but I think we can start talking about 47 for sure. You know what I mean? So a lot to really like on Carvana, to say the least. All right. And again, I think the daily and the weekly are pretty much saying the same thing. Red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 hopefully green, green. And again, even look down here, whole mess down, whole mess up, quick down, quick up. You know, I'm liking this channel a lot actually, and we definitely have broken into it. Weekly does look a little high on the RSI, but again, I'm still seeing a little bit, I mean, I don't want to necessarily pretend I'm seeing divergence there. I don't think there's much there. But yeah, this thing has actually lived in the 80s for a couple weeks. This thing not that long ago got even higher in the 80s than we were. So yeah, I'm still liking this. I still think 47 actually is the target on Carvana, just crushing it. Really quickly, I talked about Vroom yesterday. Vroom delivered pretty well, and it seems like Vroom also has a decent amount of recovery to do as well, right? So if you're not in one, maybe look at the other one. But again, both of them just really, really are crushing it, all right? SOS, dude, this actually gets me so mad. So let me just go to the 15-minute chart. I probably saw it around here. Yeah, I remember putting a bid in the 490 something. My guess is I put it on this up one right here instead of this down one right here, and it didn't fill. Mine did not fill, and then it just ripped from there, which really has me so upset just personally in terms of how today went. That said, excuse me, sorry, I had to catch my breath. There's a lot to like here, all right? There really, really is. Look, breaking all the moving averages is huge, and just look at the 200, all right? Since right here, since June of 2021, a full 2 years, all right? This thing has like never touched the 200. Today, well, first off, Friday, we were really close. We definitely wicked it. That's obvious, right? But we were really close. Today, gaps over it and clearly runs, right? So I don't know if we're going to come back. What is this thing? Oh, this thing's going up after hours. Nice. I like it. Maybe this comes down to 514. I'll be honest with you. I think this is going to keep going. I do, because really just look, obviously we've passed this, right? But this is the only true horizontal. If you want to lift it a little more and try to call that something, you can. I disagree with that. I think that's so much weaker. I think it's this, what we broke, and then it's gonna want to run to this. And then again, if this rips, I don't think this is much at all. And I really think it might come all the way to this up here. You know what I mean? So I think for now, let me draw this. I do want to draw that. I think that's a little too high. I think that's actually not bad. So that's basically 50% of that candle, and it actually basically hits the bottom of that one. So I do think that 850 is a good line. Again, this is I think a lot more of a line than this thing right here. And obviously this is a pretty high horizontal that we already broke. And end of the day, it was probably the 200 that mattered way more, right? But yeah, I really think this thing is going to want to come up to 677. I actually am not sure if 677 is going to be that hard a line, because these are pretty insignificant candles. And really, there's just a whole lot of quick up and down in between this and this. Like, I almost feel like 850 is kind of the next target. Let me see if the weekly has any interesting lines. It really doesn't, actually. But you know what? This 677 is pretty good. It hits the top of this and the top of that, actually. But man, just take a look at this weekly. We have now broken the 8 and the 20 as of last week. We are now what looks like confirming that. And again, that same thing we said on the 200, same as the 50 right here. It's been since June of 2 years. That's one full year. That's the second full year of just being completely under it. And this was the week that we smashed it. So SOS, I'm actually very sad I didn't hit my sub 5 fill. That would have been a nice little 20 burger I would have taken, but I actually am not that sad. I don't think the fact that I missed this means that I missed the whole run. I think this thing is gonna want to go, and like I said, I actually think 850 might be the number. I don't know if again, we saw it on the weekly. Actually, the 677 wasn't that bad. We saw it on the weekly, but yeah, I like, because again, let's just round really quickly. We're basically adding 20% really quickly just to this line, and then obviously even more to the next one, right? So SOS looks good. That's clearly some really nice volume, right? And really, it's still low. I remember SOS being relatively meme-ish. Yeah, definitely I remember this right here. I think I even remember these back here. So like, it knows how to get volume when it wants to get volume. And I think breaking all the moving averages might do it. Again, we looked at the weekly already. If this thing breaks the 50, the next place it's going to want to go is the 100, which is way, way, way up here. I don't want you to think $30 just yet, but yeah, I think we can maybe think 8 and then see what happens from there. You know what I mean? So CVNA and Carvana, I actually do liking them both. I think I just said CVNA and Carvana instead of SOS in there. Sorry. AMC, let's say, ooh, ill. Oh, I did not expect AMC to look like this. I will be honest with you. Clearly, there are a couple lines here. I have covered this before. It's just been a while. So the immediate things I'm seeing is, look, we're under all 5 moving averages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do not want your money under all 5. And relatively speaking, we've been under them for a while, actually. There was obviously that like 2-week moment right here. A couple insignificant days right here, but yeah, we've basically been under them for half of May. You know, since the mid-May till now. That's not a good place to have your money. Look, MACD is actually in the negative. RSI, I think, is super tight and relatively kind of flat. And truth be told, it seems like it's going to the bottom, kind of resetting up top and then going back down even more, kind of resetting and then going back down even more. I actually really think the RSI is pretty insignificant. What the problem is volume. All right, the 50-day average used to be up here. Every 50 days, the average used to be 40 million shares. We're now averaging less than half of that. You know what I mean? That's not a good thing. Less people are interested in buying AMC. And clearly, since that May 15th that I've been talking about, look how many more red days there are than green days. There's been a lot of people selling and less overall buying. That's a horrible combination. So, man, AMC, truth be told, I'm surprised it's holding the 8 moving average as well as it is. Really, like, I'm surprised there haven't been more of these hard falls. What happens under 338? Let me go to the hold on. Let me go to the weekly. I thought I zoomed out more and saw a gap drop, but man, there's not a lot of good in that, because again, these next 3 lines, this one's obviously all-time lows. You do not want to go to 216. Man, if we lose 388, it actually might be a hard fall down to 3, because all I'm seeing is hard drop, big pop, hard drop, big pop, hard drop, big pop, hard drop, right? So 388 is a very important line. I'll be honest, I think coming down to $3 is a lot more realistic than going up to $5, which is roughly what that 20 moving average is. I am not liking AMC. I'm actually very bearish, to tell you the truth. And look at how noisy $5 is. There are just 2 hard moving averages pretty much there, and then the 200 right behind it. Like, yeah, AMC not looking good. And truth be told, I actually would have expected this to be doing a little better. So sad to see this, actually. Hey, let me know if you disagree with anything. Otherwise, just my thoughts and opinions. And as always, thank you.